Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, my dear students. How are you? Today, we will complete Unit 1 for Mega Goal 2 for meaning and function. Today, we will use simple past with used to in statement, negative, and question. We also use there is and there are and regular nouns. We also use definite article the. Let's start with simple past with used to. Simple past with used to. We use used to for past states, habits, and situation that they are no longer true now. Morse, the inventor of the telegraph system, used to be a professor at New York University. Used to be, used to plus base form. Okay, this situation is no longer true now. He used to teach arts and design. He used to plus base form. Pay attention, used to is followed by base form. Another example, people used to communicate by telegraph, used to communicate in the past, but now this situation is no longer true, okay? Telegraph companies used to dispatch telegraphs by train across the United States. Used to dispatch. Now, how can we ask yes or no question by using used to? We use did, used to. Did, used to plus base form. Okay? Did plus used to plus base form. For example, did you used to have a blue car? Yes, I did. I sold it 3 years ago. Did they used to play football every week? No, they didn't. They used to play tennis. Used to play tennis. Now, write this note, please. The form of the question here is, who can tell me? Excellent. Did plus subject plus used to, use, not used, pay attention, used to plus base form. Excellent, my dear students. Is it clear now? Okay. Now, used to and would, they have the same meaning. We can also use would in place of used to, but for what? For past habits. But we can't use would for the past states. Pay attention. For example, in ancient times, people would shout messages to the next tower in order to pass on information through the kingdom. People used to have very powerful voices in those days. Would shout, or we can say used to shout. They have the same meaning. Used to have. But pay attention, it's incorrect to say people would have very powerful voices because it's a past state. Is it clear now? Okay. How we can WH questions or information question? We use at first WH words, how, what, or where, plus did, plus subject, and used to plus base form. For example, how did people in the Americas use to transmit messages? They used smoke signals. Number 2, why did people use to shout from signal towers? They wanted to pass on messages. Number 3, What did you used to do when you were young? I used to ride my bike in the park. Question word, did, subject, use, not used, pay attention, use, to plus base for, and, the answer, we use the simple past, used to ride, or wanted, or used, simple past. Is it clear? Okay. Are you ready to answer this exercise? Exercise number A. Complete the paragraph with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. Use used to, would, or didn't used to. Used to or would in the statement in positive statement and didn't used to in negative. Okay. My grandparents often tell me that life before the internet was very difficult to how it is nowadays. When my grandfather was young, he space have a computer, laptop, tablet, or even a cell phone. What will we use? Used to, would, or didn't used to? Excellent. We need negative. Didn't use to have. Very good. He told me that in those days people speak to people on a phone that was fixed to the wall of the house. Excellent. It's a positive sentence. We use used to speak or would speak. We can say used to speak or would speak. People correct the verb use their phones to take digital images. Excellent. Didn't use to use. They take photos with a camera that needed a special roll of film. Perfect. Used to take or would take. They print the photos on a special kind of paper and put them in a photo album. Used to print or would print. Number 6, moreover, people find information in books. Used to find or would find. And they used to use or would use actual paper maps to get to places. They also used to read or would read paper newspapers, which a paper boy, excellent, used to deliver or would deliver to their house. My grandfather said it was just like getting a printed internet on their doorstep every morning. These days, it's much quicker to find information and stay in touch. But life before the internet sure sound amazing. Okay, now what's the difference between there is and there are? Excellent. It's very simple. There is for singular nouns and there are for plural. Perfect, my dear students. There is a phone message for you. Here the subject is singular, so we use there is. Perfect. Another example, there are lots of unanswered emails in my inbox. The subject here is plural, so we use there are. What about plurals? How can we form plurals or change nouns from singular into plural? There are two kinds of nouns, regular nouns, number 1 or number A, and irregular nouns. What about regular nouns? How we change singular into nouns, into plural nouns? For most regular nouns, we add S to form the plural, like cat, cats, girl, girls. If the noun ends in S or CH or SH or X, What will we add? We add es. Excellent. We add es. Like watch, watches, box, boxes. For regular nouns that end in y, we usually drop y, cancel y, omit y, and add ies for the plural. Like city, cities. Excellent. For regular nouns that ends in f or fe, we change the ending to ves. Okay, is it clear? For example, for regular nouns, letters, we just add s. Card, cards. Email, emails. It's regular nouns. Inbox, pay attention. This noun ends in x or double s or ch or sh. So we add, excellent, we add es. We add what? Es. Perfect, my dear student. Like inbox, inboxes. Business, businesses. Watch, watches. What about the nouns which end in y? We must omit or drop y and add ies, like city, cities, company, companies, so a story, stories. Leave, here's a noun, changes, here's a noun ends in f or fe, so we change the ending into ves, like leave, leaves, wife, wives, life, lives. Okay? Keep in mind that note, if the noun has a vowel before the final y, then we add s. We just add s without omitting y, without drop I, like boy here, y, and o. Here, the vowel before the final y, so we add s. Boy, boys, day, days, donkey, donkeys, because vowel is before the final y. Okay, what about irregular nouns like man, men? Man here is singular, but men is plural. Woman, woman. Child, children. Tooth, teeth. Food, feet. Mouse, mice. Deer, it is the same noun, deer. Fish, fish. Definite article, the. We use the definite article the before singular and plural noun when we know what or who we are referring to. For example, the children at the local school got some new computers. Who children at the local school? So we use the. We also use the definite article the for objects that are one of a kind. For example, the internet, the sun, the Masmak Fortis, the Holy Quran, the moon. Okay, do you understand, my dear students? Take care of yourself and goodbye.